We out west with it, where we live illegal, leaning off a leader, riding regal, tipping scales like Libras. Inhale, no L's, pulling out blocks like Jenga. In the rear of a Caprice's Billy Rims, feel you decent nonetheless. Nothing less than tens for the speakers. You'll hear us before you see us with beats that beat the streets up. Yeah. So try and keep up and keep it low key, cuz police try and treat us and keep us on a leash, cuz that's how they see us, thinking we nuts. Cuz we'll die for the ground beneath us, because this land made us. This land made of players that stay on paper. That's how we came up amongst the mayhem to the day when we display what we made of. The game can never change us, the West Side teachers. On these streets where you find that D before G. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it, you just got up in a plot. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it, I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it, yes sir, hustle for every penny in the trenches, but we turn struggle into strength. Smell the grind in the air, take a whiff, only the nose knows the aroma. Compose the money rolls that fold up, holding cold cups, searching for those that got the purple O's for the $4. And we can go nuts and stay at the stove like grocers, and post up with O's on the table like coasters. That's how the game coached us, made us all in the soldiers. Now that dough is the focus, so know that we own this. Molded by the hood role models, riding good, the latest model, drinking good, raising bottles like we just missed a pothole. You got to know that it's impossible to stop our flow. We've seen it all from watching cops reload 30s a dro while drinking the night away until the block got slow. You'll know as soon as you see us, we the ones laid back in the cut. My demeanor seems to always get me up. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it, you just got up in a plot. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it, I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it, yes sir, hustle for every penny in the trenches, but we turn struggle into strength. Yeah, home of the survivor, survival of the fittest in the town. It's wicked, you can J down in a minute. What am? What's the business? The biz is how you down and get it. From Cape Town, the fifth city that sounds a fifth empty. When we tipsy is risky, where the lick be at least 10 deep. It tempts me, but there's no mystery. Where the chips be, the tips G. Just our history from the 60s. Pimping ain't easy, but we bleed it. This here game is in our veins, in the air we breathe in. Believe this, it's no game, but the key is your mouthpiece, spit your game. But believe, turn nothing into something. We suffer without supper long enough. Struggling from summer to summer, the same place where the dope is sold. It's home to the Oprah show, the same place I know is home. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it, you just got up in a plot. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it, I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it, yes sir, hustle for every penny in the trenches, but we turn.
Man, you know what I'm saying? So I be telling these niggas, man, shit ain't the game, man. Shit
Tell them,
real.
done.
With the power, don't give it 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 with the head up above, after the me. Don't give it with the power, don't give it with the power, don't give it with the power.
basically, I was raised in these mazes, named the streets for players of reputations. Faithfully make G's with more cake pastries than bakeries. Deal with equations ranging from A to Z. Touch more bricks than Masons, serving like maitre d's. Pitching like we in the major leagues. Occasionally blazing bees, seeking that painful peace amongst a parade of fiends afraid to sleep. Dazed and deranged, using days of Z's. That's why my old girl prayed for me every day, cause I'm faded like tapers at the table. G, I can't take it, I can't wait to escape and leave, cause this basement is no place to stay for me. But I believe I'm the creator, I create the scenes that can't be seen just by the way I think and breathe. Time and the place in this game of life when you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice is never change your life, just change your life. There comes a time and a place in this game of life when you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice is never change your life, just change your life. In high school she was average, mostly C's and D's. Same shit, now she high too, mostly off C and D. Now I hide my loot, clothes, CDs and DVDs. Easily these things could leave, cause she a sneaky thief, trust me. Always fussing, starting shit, I hear her. Arguments with the mirror regarding her appearance, her health declines thusly. First her mind, then abruptly she finds herself mumbling all the time to herself, trying to find herself by dealers that sell. Insecure, still in a shell, killing herself. And as long as she been blowing, it never seems to soak in. When she has convulsion, shivering like she cold, and my cousins ask me where they moms be. I'ma tell her my auntie on the concrete, walking dead like zombies. Time and the place in this game of life when you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice is never change your life, just change your life. There comes a time and a place in this game of life when you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice is never change your life, just change your life. I've been debating on rearranging my life. I'm at a different stage of the game in my life. This is why I listen when I'm praying at night for answers to the questions that I'm stressing to fight. Lord knows the fortune is a goal, but I'm not forcing my soul to be sold between the forks in the road in order to blow. What can I leave beside my corpse when I'm gone? And my CDs with assortments of songs. The course I chose to school me was these cruel streets, and it used to fool me till I learned how to do me. Take a look, see at how the hood eat, misunderstood by crooks, thieves, good green and cooks. See, I'ma tell you how it should be. The great leaders empower the people so they can see through the powers that be. But instead they carry on like cowards to me, abuse their power to speak while these streets devour the weak. I was told that the soul creates and the mind reacts. I chose my fate, ain't no rewinding me back. Every day's a gift from God, that's why it's called a present. If you believe, you receive and see all the blessings. There's a time and a place in this game of life when you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice is never change your life, just change your life. There comes a time and a place in this game of life when you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice is never change your life, just change your life.
Monkey, keep it funky, aight? Monkey, keep it funky, aight?
Take notice, the Entourage DJs are taking over the game. The Midwest invasion is here, and the true Midwest mixtape king is giving it to you. It's DJ G-Spot banging your mixtapes right now.
You are now listening to the Myth Mixtape. DJ G-Spot and Mick Lou, Chi-Town's finest. It's definitely representing South Side, West Side, stand up.
Yeah. They honor my persona, see my coat of arms, cloaked in armor, live and die by the code of honor. The honorable, known as Mick the Conqueror. My mantra is that of a monster. My vengeance is endless until you extinct like a condor. What you think I was armed for? I'm knocking at harm's door. Molded by the force, call me the Black Mamba. I'm putting up numbers like Kobe in the garden. My thoughts is thoughtless as I talk shit, and there's nothing as heartless as my heart is. Deeper than the darkness that dwells where the sharks live. You sleeping with the fishies, or surfing with the marlins. On the surface, I'll unleash the carnage till you surf, till you starving, searching for a market. I'm the pit boss. Tally up your losses. Your fate is sealed way before the card flips. Remarks ain't shit. Topic of discussion. They ain't talking about nothing. Keep their noses in the sump. Y'all ain't talking about shit. I hear them wolfing in the whispers. Snakes in the grass. We ain't thinking about your ass. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Fucking lying. I ain't buying. Ain't nobody even trying to hear that dumb shit you kicking. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Find yourself some business. Get yourself a life and skedaddle, motherfucker. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Unlike the players, y'all engage in betrayal. So brave, do anything for the day they can slay you. So devious, even if you can't even see the hate. I don't need to plead my case till you please. I seize the day. Feast off your mistakes from the cleanest of plates. Palate of a pharaoh, it's all seasoned to taste. A vision of perfection, at least 3 in my face. Fanning me with feathers, tease me with grace. I can't conceive defeat, nor will I concede the race to these conceited lames that can't believe my pace. So intrigued by my intrigue and display that intrigues the brain, there's nothing left to say. Hands down, I lure them to attack like Cassius, the allure of a champion with my banner in the rafters. Topic of discussion, they ain't talking about nothing. Keep their noses in the sump. Y'all ain't talking about shit. I hear them wolfing in the whispers, snakes in the grass. We ain't thinking about your ass. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Fucking lying, I ain't buying. Ain't nobody even trying to hear that dumb shit you kicking. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Find yourself some business, get yourself a life and skedaddle, motherfucker. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Hey yo, my music is addictive to the user. I let the rush soothe them, they tune in, then I school them. Listen, homie, this shit ain't real, it's just illusions used to fool men, women and child to confusion. Start running wild, changing views when niggas think they winning when they losing. Caught up in movements, moving foolish, letting life fool them, betting they life losing, trying to better their life and vice moving, cruising, grabbing clicks and cruising, bagging chicks and dudes off tips with slick maneuvers, turn OGs to broke D's and hungry crooks. Stand sideways, my way, giving me funny looks. That's why I hide my money in books. They scared to learn, allergic to words, swerving towards murderous curves. In the dark, working the curve. I'ma still shine, cause I'm the light, and I'ma burn to my purpose to serve. Knowledge is power, and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Knowledge is power, and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Pussy on the brain, T-bone steaks, a pint of dog, light in the jaw, pushing cane on the paper, writing bars. Lines are similar, the scars that run deep. I've been involved in the race since the beginning, running these streets like Kenyans when it was dark with no heat. Used to spar with the stars before I nod to sleep. I hardly speak, it's hard for me, but all I see from the broads and the cars on this darkened street, parts of me from the heart is hard and Mars was deep, starving for the part when we would start to eat. Since Marvin argued deep with an armory of harmony, charm in my father's feet, calm them, alcoholic talking, constantly walking through the valley with his arms on me. I've been here since life in itself, good versus evil in the hood with my people, fight myself. Knowledge is power, and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Knowledge is power, and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Quiet is kept, my words kept, minors and vets, higher than pilots and jets, behind the sirens and tech, shorties crying out west. It's been a war going on since Osiris and Set, before man acquired the text, written in stone on walls. It's all laws and the signs of commit of how society slept in the eyes of the best. The science of life and dying, plus the desires of flesh. We lost while we floss, the boss signing the checks, while we all buying the best. Diamond shines on our necks, wet with blinding effects, the kind that remind me of blinding baguettes in a timepiece that a time lead, make time freeze, live and direct in 60 seconds time. Me it's hardly a heartbeat, my heartbeat, the thing that separates my mind and my flesh, rewinding my steps to where I first started. Of God, knowledge is power, and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Knowledge
Lillard, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
Hey, this is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the Bigs.
I'm Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. You're rocking with the Bigs.
And now, traffic and weather.
From What's in It for the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin.
Let's begin now.
And just like that, you are officially back down on the soil to rock with the Bigs to get your sports fix in for the day. Live from the West End for the Black People Media Studios, I'm your man T-Tom, coming to you as usual with my player partner Eugene McIntosh. What's good, bro?
What's the Benoski?
It is all good, man. You can usually catch us at Wrigley or Guaranteed Rate, but right now you're catching us at the West End for the Black People Media Studios. Gino, I haven't said this in a minute, man, but you are rocking with the illest independent media outlet in the land, holding it down, man, giving you a voice in the sports world, man. Gino, I spent the long night at Guaranteed Rate Field last night, but at least the brothers got a W.
I looked up, I'm like, it's still the 7th inning, man. It's time for you to get a taste of that action, man.
Yeah, man, definitely almost was a slumber party at Guaranteed Rate, but like I said, at least the guys came out with a big W. We'll talk about it a little later in the show. But I hope everybody that's tuned in is having a good Wednesday morning, a good hump day to get over the middle of the week and get you back into the weekend, which I know is where everybody wants to be right about now, you know?
What is it, Wednesday?
Hump day, bruh. Get over that hump and you can get to the weekend in no time, and you know?
That time be flying, bro. That's about all I can really say about that. But, yeah, man, happy to be back down on the soil.
Yes, sir.
Just pulled out one of my contraptions, man, and broke it before I could even test it out, man.
It's not a contraption no more. It's like,
damn, Joe.
So what happened to it? Like, first of all, what is it?
It was just my stand. I was about to put my phone on here and go live on Instagram for the Instagram, family. But I pulled out my stand and tried to pull up the kickstand.
And now you got to hit Amazon again. I mean, I you know what's crazy, Gino? On the way to the game yesterday, I had my girl drive me because I'm like, this stand, I broke my tripod. And it looks like the exact part of the tripod that I was trying to fix, you're trying to fix on yours. I don't know if that's that twin energy that I carry with me because I'm a twin. But that's exactly what I was on this time yesterday. So,
well, if there's a will, there's a way.
There's a way. It's looking like it's Humpty Dumpty is back together again.
Hey, man, got to make it work somehow, man. I ain't trying to keep spending my money with Jeff Bezos like that, bro.
You know that's the swindle. Go ahead, hit Amazon up and get it again.
Super swindle, man. But
how you feeling today, though, man? Let me check your temperature real quick.
And I'm all good, man. Back down on the soil. Peace to the family members checking in with us. Facebook, yes. Periscope, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. About to fire up Instagram Live, see who we got over there. And just, happy to be here, man. Wednesday, hump day. What about you, brother?
It's an interesting morning, excuse me. Simply because the group chat was cracking. I don't know if you saw it, man, but the Bears are dropping,
Did they drop? They don't drop till
piece
tonight?
Piece by piece, man. They drop it tonight, but the way the social medias work, you'll get the whole schedule by this afternoon, So, but they already dropped that the Bears are going to be in Vegas in October.
Who's in Vegas?
The Raiders. The Raiders are the Las Vegas Raiders now. The stadium is ready. And the Bears are going to be on the West Coast in Vegas, I think October, 7th or 12th? One of those days, bro. But the guys was like, T, can we get some tickets? And I'm like, what? I'm going to see if we can do that because Justin Fields is the Bears quarterback.
So they asking you, can you get the hookup on tickets, or are they saying we just need to be down there? Yeah, they need to be down there. Don't Mars know that you don't have the hookup on tickets, man?
Well, you never know. I mean, as far as the Bears go, I mean, those are one of our good guys, you know what I mean? And you at least got to knock on the door and see what they're talking about, man. If they can link me with somebody that can maybe do something, you know, in the organization, get some tax-free action, something like that.
Yeah, it's probably over. Especially with Justin Fields in town, it's probably over with. But never say never. I'm putting that good energy out there, but I don't have no faith in them. But go ahead.
Nah, man. But I'm going to see. You know what I mean? And yeah, I feel like the guys got to be down there, you know, in October. But yeah, usually though, Gino. Yeah.
So they gonna have fans, all the fans back in the building by then?
Some fans will be in the building.
Did Soldier Field have any fans in the building
last
this year?
No, but they are going to have fans this year. Tickets are already on sale, man.
Slowly, but I'm saying, is there a certain percentage they starting off with?
Oh, yeah. It's not going to be a full stadium. I'm not sure what the exact number is. If anybody out, let us know real quick. But I don't know, man. I feel like right now that, you know, fans are totally itching to get back in, but Vegas, bro. I feel like they're one of the places that's going to be open regardless. What you think?
Yeah, they ain't trying to lose that money. They definitely gonna be opening up. I would love to see. I mean, it's crazy how just like now the NBA, like Portland and the Bulls were like the last two teams to allow fans back in the building. It's like, well, some teams had fans in the buildings 2 months ago. Now I know the COVID, you know, rates are higher.
It was a
state
to state thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was up to their mayor and governor and all that. You know?
But the teams and the executives and the people in charge in general were kind of upset because it's like, well, how can this, you know, why are they 3 months in and they're up to maybe 50% fans and we still haven't even let a piece of our fan base in? So I'm just interested to see how the NFL goes because, you know, you would think all of these organizations and these corporations and these conglomerates are like one and the same, but they're totally not. So the NFL, the way they run their ship is totally different than the way that the NBA runs their ship, and it's totally different from the way Major League Baseball runs their ship.
Well, I feel like Major League Baseball and the NFL are usually, especially on the same page because we saw in the NFL once the playoffs hit, you know, Kansas City. Even like before the playoffs,
that's what I'm saying. They was having full. So who was it? So a couple of them stadiums was at full capacity.
Kansas City, they said it was like 25%.
Remember, we looked around the stadium. It's like, all right, bro.
They said it was 25%.
Right.
But then you got some place like Chicago, who I feel like was one of the last places to even consider it. You know what I mean? And so I think the Bulls, the last couple of home games, had fans in the building.
Yeah, the Bulls and the Portland Trailblazers.
And did you see that they're still not letting them sit in the 100 level? I think it's 200 and above. So I'm interested to see because I haven't looked at any tickets, but I know at least when, you know, last night at the White Sox games, I feel like anybody that could, you know, buy a ticket is buying a ticket. You know what I mean? It looks like they're doing like the social distancing, maybe 4 or 5 seats per
group.
Yeah, per lick.
Mm-hmm.
And at least we haven't heard, you know what I mean, about any fans going home with COVID or anything like that. I know the city said that if that's the case, then they're knocking it back down to 0 immediately. But honestly, Gino, I don't want to go into a COVID conversation.
We're not letting that COVID. If 3 fans do come up with the COVID, we ain't letting that get out.
Did you see what they finally? I don't even want to call it a new announcement because I feel like this is something that we figured was the case at the beginning of the pandemic, but the CDC finally came out and admitted that it is airborne. You know, it could be transmitted in distances further than 6 feet.
I saw that. I didn't even read the article. I saw that piece of the headline.
Yeah, man. And the CDC says this after a vaccine is available, even though, like I said, at the beginning of the pandemic, I feel like you had members of the CDC like breaking their silence and saying, hey, this is airborne. And the CDC was silent. Now they're saying it is airborne, and now all of the country is opening back up. Restaurants is full. Bro, I've been walking past restaurants like, oh, yeah, is it full capacity?
Yeah.
Piece of Capri was
that's what I was
busting.
I was just about to say, all you gotta do is go ride down 53rd Street, bro.
Dog,
on a
I'm
good
like,
day.
I was like, dude, I don't know if I want Piece of Capri no more. It's everybody in here
outside.
So, but now it's interesting because honestly, that we didn't even mention it in the group chat about the Vegas trip. We ain't say anything about COVID. We like, nah, Bears, Vegas, GTD in the building. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I think honestly, it's at a point where you just know that like people are down to just get back to normal, whatever normal is to them.
I agree.
They like, give me this plane ticket. Have you seen like all of that? They didn't doubled up on the people though. It's like, can the pandemic last a little longer?
What?
As far as plane prices go, rental car prices.
Oh yeah, you and May.
Hotel prices.
Yeah, I was looking up because I was thinking about San Diego for that Cubs series, and I was just looking at the prices, and I'm like, this is highway robbery, man.
What in the world is going on? And of course, you see what's going on with gas prices, people hoarding gas.
See, I saw like there were like 8 or 9 states were like, more than 15% of the gas stations in the state had no gas. Like zero gas. Now I know it's 15%, so that means the other 85% of gas stations do have gas, but it was just wild to see. So I did see the
crazy.
people hoarding gas, and I'm like, why y'all hoarding? Like
selling. Of course, I go on Facebook Market into one of those places that don't have gas. You'll see people with 5-gallon jugs of gas selling it for like $40, bro. Get it while it's hot, bro. 2021, Gino.
You always
it's
think
still a pandemic.
Oh, it's a pandemic. It's definitely a pandemic, man. I think every day I just think, I'm like, man, what a wild world we living in, bro.
Man, speaking of a wild world, you know what I'm tripping on lately? That I've been watching too much New York Knicks basketball. And yes, it's because of our guy Derrick Rose. But it hit me yesterday like, oh my God, like I'm on the Knicks bandwagon, fam. And I don't even think I've ever thought I could say that, man. Let's talk about it on the other end of this break, man. Let's jump into the first one. You're on the soil, kicking it with the bigs.
Yep.
WIIFTBPM. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the green side of things. It's your man, Sadiq.
And Cassiopeia.
Motivated by the days, the sandwiches of spam. Grilled cheese won't stop me from grilling those who are stealing the peace and safety of the community because they releasing death and destruction on the community. A community where the people look like me and them. A place where mama and them stay. Not too far from where their children stay. You right. I want a peaceful neighborhood, and I'm not moving to the suburbs to have a peaceful neighborhood. Do we really have to take this, acting like we don't recognize this, still cooperate with this? You know what? The hell with this. Ram me behind a mic that's shaped like a middle finger. Pointing straight up with my middle finger to any poor politician, dealer, deaf, crooked cop, or lazy parent. It's apparent to create change, you have to have a work ethic that make it seem like you lost your brain, standing out like the Willis Tower. It's a brother that represents dedication, discipline, and dream reaching, accompanied by a voice called power. Who rhyming harder than a rebel with the pen? Representing the city of Point Guards is an extra large MC who rhymes always on point, always rhyming with a point behind the flow. One of my students said the rhyme so hard we should stop calling it flow. Let me tell you something else before I go. I was born to stand tall. I was born in Chicago.
That is Brother William Morris. Appreciate you, brother. Much love. Chicago, homegrown. Every Tuesday and Thursday from 1
to 3 p.m. on
What's in It for the Black People Media.
We all remember our life before COVID-19. The parades, the lakefront barbecues, taste of Chicago, the happy hours, and most importantly, loving those unforgettable moments with our friends and families. Getting Chicago vaccinated is what will make the activities we miss safe for everyone.
This is a traffic jam. Traffic jam. Traffic jam. Traffic jam. Traffic jam. Traffic jam.
Mugs. We are back on the soil, talking about the game inside the game last night. The Knicks versus Lakers. Taylor Horton Tucker, D Rose, Anthony Davis.
Then the game before that, Miami and Boston, Jabari and Kendrick Nunn. Simeon was represented last night. Shout out to Rob Smith, man. Putting them pros in the L, man. What's our boy? Shout out to Corey Bradford. Everybody over there at Simeon representing, man. We saw y'all holding TNT down last night.
First of all, I'm sorry. Ron, can you come here? My name is spelled wrong. Only you dig.
So this was spelled wrong the other day then. You didn't even notice it,
I didn't get a chance. I wasn't looking at the screen yesterday.
I don't think that's so it's Terrence.
And I feel like as a Terrence in the world, that's the biggest distinction.
Yeah, because Hogan is the same way. His is Terre.
Yeah,
we know it wasn't you. I know it wasn't you.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Maze, Joe.
I know y'all got a Terrence with an E on the team.
Is Terrence Howard?
Yep. Trence.
Is he Terrence?
Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
Terrence Howard is Terre.
Yeah, man. You got a rep for the Terrences with the E's, man. Honestly, the Terrences with the A's, and no disrespect to anybody out there, they get down a little different. You feel me? So I got to show love for my Terrences with the E's.
With the A's get down a little different.
Get down a little different. You know what I mean? So back to the topic at hand. Gino, man. Gino said I was tripping because I watched the Knicks game on repeat.
You're tweaking, bro. I
told you it's a strange world we're living in today. Because I totally felt kind of strange, Gino. I was like, I got to see this Knicks game, but I totally, honestly, am back to just watching D Rose, man. I feel like I'm excited for playoff Rose. I'm hoping that they break some hearts and surprise a couple of people.
They cook.
But see now. You think that
that could.
So who we said last show, but who could be one of their first round matches?
If it would be 4 versus 5,
so Atlanta,
they keep the 5th spot.
It would be them versus Atlanta.
So right now, with 3 games left? I mean, there's a couple teams with 2, but most teams have 3 games left. So right now in the East, it would be the Knicks are in 6th. The Hawks are. I guess the Hawks have the series.
So they playing the 3 seed, and
that would be the Bucks. Cooked.
That's an unfortunate matchup, G, because I feel like if the Knicks play anybody under that 3 seed, then they got a real chance. Oh yeah,
You
I
think the Knicks could beat the Heat?
The Heat are 3-0 versus the Knicks, but I feel like
and this is their time of year. They look much different than they did even 2 weeks ago. They look like the team that was in that bubble finals last year.
That's what I'm saying. They went to the finals last year. I'm not trying to discount the Heat,
right?
But they still got to prove it to me. You know what I mean? Like I still would love to see that matchup. I'm not a big Tyler Hero guy. I do like Duncan Robinson, you know what I mean? And I feel like he's expanded his game.
What about Jimmy Bam?
I mean, yeah, those are the guys, you know what I mean?
Goran Dragic, Kendrick Nunn.
Dragic coming off the bench.
I'm not putting my chips on Julius. I like Julius Randle.
They sent the Bucks home last year.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, with that, with everything we just named.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And don't forget, this is an Eric Spoelstra-led team. So, you know, they come to play when it's playoff time.
Is Oladipo cooked?
Oladipo is probably cooked.
Okay.
We just going to act like he's not even on the team right now.
He definitely ain't been around in a minute. And honestly, I feel like Bam has gotten better. So, yeah, Gino, you're definitely speaking to, like, the inner D-Rose fan inside of me that I've kind of, like, buried over the last few years. It's kind of peeking its head out. Like,
I want to call out the Fulioskis from TNT. Shaq.
I saw the clip, Joe.
Charles Barkley. I'm going to let Kenny off the hook because Kenny was like, y'all tripping.
What was going on? Like,
you know,
what
the
was
narrative.
In the water those days,
the
bro?
narrative, man. You know how the media controls the narrative, bro. The narrative was D-Rose is cooked. He ain't got it no more.
But he never looked cooked on the court, though.
Well, maybe not necessarily his play, but just his overall demeanor. Remember, he was coming off of Cleveland. He was coming off of not having a squad. He was coming off of hooping in Cleveland State's gym solo.
Yeah, I remember
There's a lot of things going on in his life that led to.
And the first Knicks stint didn't go well at all.
Was that with Melo?
No, that wasn't with Melo. This is the MIA roles where he pulled her back to the crib.
Melo wasn't there then?
I don't think Melo was there then.
Okay.
Let me know.
That might have been Melo's. No, because Melo went to OKC and Houston after that.
Yeah.
So it could have been. I'm not sure. But
I don't think Rose and Melo played together.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, regardless, Kenny and Shaq, y'all are some Fulioskis. And I love Kenny and Shaq. I mean, Shaq and Chuck.
I love Shaq the player, man. And I was saying last night, because I was watching Inside the NBA when all the games was over. Shaq, he pulled one of those. I don't want to choose.
Chris said Melo was there.
Melo was on that Knicks team?
I remember that because that's what I think D-Rose started building with Melo. That's why I think the Godspeed tattoo. And again, we gonna have D-Rose on the soil soon, so we gonna get him to talk about some things that most people want to know. But I think that's what started D-Rose on the path that got him to where he is now.
Because Joe King was on that team. Somebody got to pull up
They was smoked. It didn't matter. They was all smoked.
So
that team, and it wasn't. You know, there was no
who. Because I'm like Quinn. It was a white point guard over there that was getting minutes over D-Rose.
Oh, buddy from that played with Fred at Wichita State. Uh-huh. What's his name? I can't think his name.
I'm seeing everybody on that roster except
yeah.
Melo.
Chris said Noah was there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What's buddy from Wichita State? Somebody out there, let us know. Yep, SD said it. Shout out to everybody tuned in on Instagram Live. SD said Melo played, Rose played, and Porzingis was there. Cooked.
That's unfortunate.
What was the white homie from Wichita State, bro? It was Fred. It was the other homie from Wichita State that played for the Knicks. Cleanthony
Thomas.
I don't know his last name. See, you just threw it. Cleanthony Thomas, bro.
It don't have a ring to it.
Right, Cleanthony Thomas. Cleanthony Early? Something, I don't know, but I know his name was Cleanthony. Cleo Anthony.
Yeah, I remember Cleanthony.
What was the white guy's name? I cannot think his name. Regardless, they all played with D-Rose in New York, and they were cooked. So I understand why people thought that it was over for Rose.
And it was Mike Woodson? Oh, no, it was Jeff Hornacek. Yeah.
Wow.
Jeff Hornacek was the head coach, and that's why I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I like turned up on Jeff Hornacek. It's like, get him out of here.
But I understand because Rose was looking cooked. Hey man, it is what it is. We got the most love for D Rose, but
From
when
you, I take that. If you say that,
I thought it was over for our boy because of the narrative. The narrative is, bro, they control it.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
When that's what's floating around the NBA and when that's what's floating around the world, that's all you need. But luckily, Rose was headstrong enough, got in tune with himself. Like I said, I think Melo had a lot to do with that. You get in tune with yourself, and then you find out what really matters, and then you go about it accordingly. And I think that's what led D Rose back to the player he is today. And something interesting that they were saying on NBA on TNT last night, like D Wade said, a lot of guys when they get older and you come off an injury and you want to kind of relive the old you instead of becoming the new you, becoming a smarter basketball player, becoming a higher IQ basketball player. And that's what D Rose has done. But, you know, what burns me up inside is when they always say, well, he's showing flashes of his old,
This
of the
is
form.
vintage Rose.
It's like, bro, Rose still has a quick first step. Rose is still as quick as they come. Like, he may not be Ja Morant, De'Aaron Fox quick.
Yeah,
but
like
he's still
fresh-
one of
fresh
the
out of
quick,
college
Yeah,
quick.
but he's still one of the quickest guards in the league. He only shows it when he needs it. He can finish around the rim with both hands. He got the teardrop floater from off the curl, off the screen.
Which has always been in his bag.
He got the midi game. You saw him against the Clippers the other day.
Oh, yeah.
11 for 13 from the mid.
And then his vision. You know what I mean?
Come on, we're not going to even talk about the vision. And I saw
and the
2 or 3
passing
passes
ability.
last
Thank you,
night.
bro.
He was coming around the rim, and he went up and hit Frank in the corner with
yes,
one
sir.
hand, though, like a beam. It's like Rose is probably maybe the only guy in the league that can do that, other than LeBron.
Thank you, bro.
Rose is probably the only guy with that vision. Chris Paul got outstanding vision, but to be able to make those type of passes, I think Rose is one of a kind.
And remember I said at the trade, or when he got traded, it was going to be some teams in the league that was going to be kicking themselves because the Knicks were able to get him basically for nothing from Detroit, and they've benefited.
Shout out to SD.
Definitely always shout out to SD, first of all.
Ron Baker.
Ron
the
Baker.
guy from Wichita State.
Yes.
And Ron Baker was decent, but wasn't no way he was colder than Rose. Like
that was
on
always
at
flagrant
Rose's
to me.
lowest point, Ron Baker was smoked.
Man, and you know what? Because we have to celebrate the fact that D Rose is playing at this level, not because we thought that he couldn't do it, but I feel like the league definitely wanted him out at one point.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Don't forget he was on the Jazz. You know what I mean? Like the Jazz had him on the roster.
I forgot all about that. Did he even suit up?
No, I don't think he suited up for them, man. But yeah, a lot of people kicking themselves in the butt for not having Rose on their roster when they could have. You know what I mean?
Hey, Shaq and Chuck, man. Y'all some Fulioskis for that.
Exactly. Back to that, I'm like, Shaq the analyst is kind of questionable in my book. You know what I mean? Like, yesterday he didn't want to talk about the play-in tournament because he was talking about I'm an owner now and all of this. I don't want to say who I think is going to win. I want to see good basketball. And I'm like,
owner, the Sacramento Kings?
Yeah, he's a part owner with the Sacramento Kings and
Right.
everything. And I'm like, I feel you, Shaq, but if that's the case, go ahead and ride out. You know what I mean? Get me somebody in there that's actually going to talk about these teams. You know what I mean? And then I feel like his perspective is kind of
jaded,
kind of like guided by the fact that he should kill O'Neal.
Oh, it is, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like,
it is.
it's only a few people with your view anyway. You know what I mean? Like that can see it from your
Shaq
shoes.
ain't trying
anyway.
to hear it.
At all. But yeah, I'm always kind of looking at Shaq like, really, dude? Really? But yeah, other than that.
Let's get back to the fact that you're watching the Knicks on tape delay.
But see, now I'm watching
You're watching the Knicks, bro.
I'm watching D Rose put in work.
You're watching the Knicks.
See, I don't know if I am watching the Knicks technically, but I'm not watching it because I'm like Spike lead out and I gotta watch Knicks basketball. It's not like Knicks tape or nothing like that. But then it was extra incentive because I saw the final play before the game, before I watched it. I'm like, Taylor, Taylor went to work and got a step back 3 for game. Let me see. And then he had a double-double. He had 10 assists.
Yeah, he was playing the point guard most of the night. I don't know what happened to Alex Caruso. Dennis Schroeder is on on
COVID
the
protocol.
COVID protocol. So yeah, Taylor was playing point guard most of the night.
Poised,
And you know
man.
the way they played, they play the game now. It's a different type of game. So point guard isn't necessarily like your old
You're
school
the ball handler.
traffic cop guy
Exactly.
running. If you're not Chris Paul, Rondo, you know more of these guys are scorers that they initiate the offense and then you take it from there. So Taylor made a couple good passes. He's not a point guard, but he did what Frank Vogel put him in there to do. A couple plays that you could tell he was just. It's great to see him in the flow of the offense because he's got the offense down. They look at him to score. They look at him to get buckets.
They know what he can do for sure.
Yeah, so down the stretch, it was cool to see him down the stretch because AD obviously isn't 100% healthy. He's missed 30-plus games, so he's
in the
slowly
process of trying to
finding
get back.
himself. Yeah, so it was good. They needed another option. Kyle Kuzma was on the bench most of the time. I don't know why Montrezl Harrell isn't playing. Andre Drummond had 16 and 18, but he's really not a go-to guy.
Yeah.
Like I said, AD was really just trying to come back. AD was playing tough defense, so Julius Randle exerting a lot of energy. So he was tired towards the end. He kind of willed him there. I think he may only had a dub.
Tired.
Yeah, but it was good to see Taylor show people that, hey, man.
I loved it, Gino.
Once I get out of Buddy's shadow.
I can play anywhere. Straight up. Like, the man is making a name for himself. And I'm looking forward to another playoff run. With I'm looking at the Lakers like, Taylor, you got an opportunity to make a name for yourself in this playoff run, to check another bag.
So let's look at that right now. So right now, with 3 games left, so most of the teams, all teams are at most teams are at 69 games right now. I see the Spurs are at 68. Spurs are the only team in the West with 68. All the rest of the teams have got 3 games left.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, the Blazers moved up to 5th yesterday because Dallas lost to Memphis and Portland holds the tiebreak over Dallas.
Shout out to John Morant. We talked about him.
I liked him. He looked good last night. Dallas is 6. LA is 7. The Warriors are 8. The Warriors beat Phoenix last night. Who did they beat the night before?
I think
they beat another good team. No. That was this past
Sunday.
Yeah, that was
Saturday.
But yeah, when Steph dropped the 50 in 3/4. No, they beat a top team. Oh, Utah.
Yep.
When Jordan Clarkson went for a 40-pack. So shout out to the Golden State Warriors. Steph didn't have a good night at all last night, but that shows you when he's off, other guys got to step up.
And
Jordan
he hit
Poole
that
stepped
dagger
up.
3 at the end. Oh, that was Jordan Poole.
That was the night before.
Okay.
Yeah, that was against Utah when Steph hit that dagger.
Okay, yeah.
3.
So I only saw the Draymond comments from last night. Did you see that?
No.
Where they asked him about how he feels about the playing. He was like, dude, I'm not gonna get up here and say that we believe 2.0 is going down from the Steven Jackson days and all. Like, nah, but we got Steph Curry, fam. Like, Steph Curry is on our team.
So
what they were talking about, do you like your chances of, or how do you feel about your chances to make it into one of those, into that 8th spot, 7th or 8th spot?
Okay.
And he was like, gee, we got Steph Curry. I feel great.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Duh.
See, man, I'm getting excited.
I'm getting
excited for that play-in scenario.
And then Draymond had the triple-double last night. Andrew Wiggins picked up the slack.
That's who I saw last night.
Right.
What, he had 30, what?
Yeah, he was killing.
35,
he was killing.
With 17 or 23, he went crazy last night.
Killing.
And I gave him a hard time on the last show. But the man, and then I saw he's like, got a career high in 3-point percentage and field goal percentage.
Yeah, man, 47%, almost, 30, 38, 39 from 3.
My bad, Andrew. Go crazy.
But so they're in 8th right now. So it would be right now if everything stayed the same. So right now, the Warriors and the Grizzlies are going to be fighting for 8 and 9, it looks like, because the Grizzlies are a half a game behind the Warriors. The Lakers are 2.5 above the Warriors. So it's looking like if everything started today, it would be Lakers-Warriors in that first play-in series. So I know LeBron is chomping at the bit. I know he's going to sit out as long as he possibly can. If there's any chance of them moving up so they don't have to be in one of those play-in situations, I'm pretty sure he'll lace them up. But if not, if the play-in situation is their destiny, then hey, I'm going to just chill until it's time because Lakers and Warriors.
So, Gene, who are your teams? You know what I mean? I'm wondering.
The Bulls are my team.
Yeah.
So I don't have a team right now. But I'm a Dame guy. So I guess I'm a Portland fan. I would never root for another team like that, but I'm a Dame guy, so I guess I'm rooting for Portland.
That's what I'm saying. It's impossible to like root for another team.
Right.
I mean, if it's not the Bulls,
right,
then I'm totally
and I don't
like
really
a
care.
Player,
yeah,
a player.
D Rose,
Yeah.
D Rose, Dame, those are my guys. Like I want to see them win.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want to see competitive basketball. I want to see the two best teams battle it out for the NBA
I
finals.
care about most.
Yeah.
You know who I feel like we may be like kind of forgetting about? The Clippers, man.
That's who I totally healthy. I think the Clippers win the NBA championship. Like
For real? And I'm over here saying we forgetting about me. Like, no, that's my
no. They
team.
should win Kawhi Leonard and Paul George should not lose the NBA finals to anyone.
I'm surprised on how under the radar they've kind of flown, and maybe it's still about how they went out in the playoffs last year.
It is.
But I feel like with those teams, with the level of talent that they have, they're much more dangerous in their second year. You know what I mean? And if you're gonna think that Kawhi and them ain't ready, then yeah, the Clippers can definitely find themselves in the finals coming out of the West for sure.
The Clippers are number 3 right now, 2 games behind Phoenix for number 2. They're 2 games behind Utah for number 1. So it's looking like 1, 2, and 3 are set. Denver's a game below the Clippers. So it's looking like 1, 2, 3, and 4 are set. Like I said, Portland and Dallas are tied at 40 and 29. Portland holds the season series over Dallas. But Portland has their last 3 games are tough. They play Utah, I think. They play Phoenix. And I forgot who else they played at the end of the season. But they have 3 tough matchups to finish the year. Dallas, I think 2 of their last 3 are like washes. So it may be Portland in that 6th spot, depending on what the Lakers do. Like I said, the Lakers are 1 game behind Portland and Dallas for that 5 or 6. So it'd be interesting to see these last 3 games down the stretch. And I do agree though, that play-in tournament is definitely gonna be lit up this year.
See, now D-Wade said something interesting. He was like, as an athlete, if he was still playing, he wouldn't like the play-in tournament because he feel like it rewards the bottom half of that playoff picture a little bit too much. Like the loser of the 7-8 game, the 7-8 seed game gets another chance. You know what I mean, and all of that. But he was like, from a fan perspective, it's getting exciting as we move closer and closer to it because I just feel like one of those 9 and 10 teams, 10 seed teams, is gonna mess around and end up in the playoffs and send a 7 and 8 seed home. But see, now here's where I feel like I like it. It's because if you're a 7 and 8 seed, then I like the fact that your spot isn't solidified. Like if you're bringing up the rear with the bottom 2 seeds, which I feel like is like basketball hell anyway, especially in the East. If you're a 7 and 8 seed, it's like, who cares? You're going to play the number 1 seed and go home 4 or 5 days. You know what I mean? But now I'm like, okay, if you're a 7 and 8 seed, then you probably don't even have to make the show. Like you can go home and I like that. You know what I mean?
But I agree with D-Wade.
From the athlete perspective?
To a certain extent. But when you look at it, the 7, 8, 9 in the West, those teams are above 500. So it's not like you're rewarding. I mean, okay, record-wise, we'll say.
But see, that's why I was like, especially in the East, you're rewarding like
now in the
tough
East,
teams.
Boston is 7, and they're 35 and 34. Obviously, Boston should definitely have at least 40 wins. There's no reason they should be below the Knicks or the Hawks. Or the Heat, to be honest with you. I'll give the Heat their credit because they did represent the finals last year. I give them their credit. But after that, Boston should definitely be next. I know they've had the injury bug. Kemba's been out. I know Jaylen Brown is out for the season now, but they should still be higher.
Which sucks.
Yeah, that's bad.
A torn ligament in his wrist?
In his wrist, yeah.
Yeah, man.
But after that, the Charlotte Hornets are in the 8th seed, and they're 33. The Charlotte Hornets, bro.
LaMelo Ball.
LaMelo, Gordon Hayward, Scary Terry, Miles Bridges. I mean, that's a decent squad. But they're 33 and 36, tied with the Pacers. The Pacers are right behind them, 33 and 36. The Wizards are number 10 at 32 and 37. So the Wizards are one game behind.
And see, now, the play-in tournament in the East, I feel like the
7, 8, 9, 10. Celtics, Hornets, Pacers, Wizards.
anything can happen with those 4 teams. I mean, it's like those teams are almost carbon copies of each other. You know what I
When
mean?
you look at 4, 5, and 6, when you look at 4, 5, and 6, Miami, Atlanta, New York, they're all 38 and 31. So these last 3 games are going to determine, like we said,
about
right
to be
now
some
would be
shifting.
Knicks and Bucks. I'm pretty sure the Knicks would love to move up, but then I don't know if they want to play the Heat. It's a lot of shifting that's going to be going on in these next couple days, man. I would love to see where these guys end up. But back to how this whole thing started with the Knicks.
That Knicks Heat series, bro, I'm kind of intrigued.
Whoever the Knicks play, if they do end up beating the Knicks, they will go into that next series bruised and battered. I'll give you that much because Tibbs has those guys playing some inspired basketball right now. I will give them that much credit. Sometimes I think Julius Randle handles the ball a little too much, but I understand why.
He's like, give me that mug.
Yeah, I understand why.
Mm-hmm.
Elfrid Payton isn't really the guy you want with the ball in his hands. Elfrid Payton, he does what he does. He's an asset to the ball
Is
club.
he one of those traffic cop kind of point guards?
No, but he brings some defense. This is Tibbs we're talking about. This is the Tom Thibodeau basketball team we're talking about. So you got Elfrid Payton brings exactly what Tom Thibodeau wants. He brings an intensity on the defensive end. He's smart. He's not going to do too much outside of his norm. But he's not going to play that many minutes. Yesterday, D. Rose was in from 2 minutes left in the first, and then he played the whole second quarter. Then he did the same thing in the third. He played the whole fourth quarter and the whole overtime.
Mm-hmm.
So Emmanuel quickly is out. I don't really look for him to do too much. If he does, it's a plus for the Knicks. But you're looking at the core, Randall, Rose, Barrett. I forgot Mitchell Robinson is out.
Mitch Robinson is out.
So the core of the offense, Reggie Bullock when he's on, but a lot of that is D Rose.
100%.
Getting Reggie Bullock his looks,
100%.
hitting him where he needs the ball, those type of things. So when I think what you said was interesting. Watching D Rose play, I think the Knicks are much better off led by D Rose. Obviously, Julius Randle is their best player.
Julius, okay.
Julius Randle is the go-to guy. D Rose can make plays down the stretch. He can finish as well. Julius Randle is the best player on the team. But when they're led by D Rose, that's when they have their best shot at winning. So I think they could. I was telling them guys in that chat the other day the Knicks will huff. I was just trying to ruffle some feathers. But the Knicks will win because of their defensive side of the ball. That's how they're going to win.
100%, man. The defense last night was dope. Like you said, even Anthony Davis was getting involved with it and locked up Julius Randle towards the end of that game, I thought, man. It was refreshing to see a team, well, 2 teams. Usually, if you get defense, it's only one team playing it, but both of those teams played some really good defense last night. I enjoyed it, Gino. Let's jump into our second break real quick, y'all. It's noon, so you know we got to go ahead and pay some bills. You're kicking it on the soil with the bigs. We'll be right back.
Yep.
WIFTBPM. Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
We all remember our life before COVID-19. The parades, the lakefront barbecues, taste of Chicago, the happy hours, and most importantly, loving those unforgettable moments with our friends and families. Getting Chicago vaccinated is what will make the activities we miss safe for everyone. So let's get back to it, Chicago. Let's come together to end this pandemic. Find your vaccine at chi.gov/COVIDvax.
You're listening to I Said What I Said with Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard.
What are y'all takes on blended families?
Meaning white people? Or what? No, she mean like you got kids, this person got kids, y'all get together and bring the whole family together. I don't know. I have zero experience with it. I imagine it could be challenging. Especially, I think the older the children are, I think the more challenging it could be. I think if it's little children or something, you can kind of explain it to them, and they may like grow up together and kind of in that same space where this is mom, this is dad type thing. But if you talk about older kids where they literally have a mom or dad, another person like that has been in their lives, when they're older, and you're like, oh, now this is your stepbrother, stepsister. Like, nah, we like 17. Like, I'll bone her.
And if this family don't work, you can just give me to the game anyway. Ain't no other, it ain't gonna matter. No woman will ever be important. I'm not being an ass. I'm serious. In my mind, the value of that kind of a commitment is family. I got that already. So now we just chilling. So you ain't gonna really know my children.
What's up, good people? You're listening to I Said What I Said with Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard live on What's In It for the Black People Media, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Day one. Yes, I like how that sound right there, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of inspirational. It's like everybody got a goal. They're trying to reach or alive. They're trying to live, man. Be bumps in the road. You gotta keep pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? If it don't kill you, it make you strong. You know what I'm saying? My story right here. It takes a special kind of mind to grind and work from the bottom and climb up the ladder of success in time. It doesn't matter what the test is, every step is another level till I step in as the next in line, no question. I'm considered one of the best, my whole life invested in, holding mics and sketching rhymes, you guessed it. I'm on mine, still restless, yes, even pressed up my records on my own dime. As many battles I blew breath in, and open mics I blessed. I'll never be labeled an overnight success, passing out CDs, doing shows for free, then jabbing Bo to eat so that my soul could speak over these soulful beats that's so cold to me. Like the breeze in the shower, we be posted deep. All the prices that I paid, the sacrifices I made, it'll all come to life one day, someday. Just be patient, man. Bumps and road ain't nothing. Rotate, doesn't stop, no. Check it out, look. I remember it like yesterday, trying to get my record played at a radio station where they play hits for days. Having a conversation with this lady I'm facing while she making a statement made for me. She said, look, it's too many words in your hook. You need to work on your look. For what it's worth, I never took her words personal. But at first I wasn't certain though if she knew my words are personal and not just verses and books until the curtain closes. This is my version of what I know, learning in first person till I blow, and still I know how it feels to know I'm the deal. Did you still feel like a deal is just right, or a deal just might still add to my appeal? But they won't know I'm real till I touch my first million, right? I'ma chill till my bars is felt and play my hand with the cards I'm dealt, and that's the plan till it's solved itself. Yo, it's damn near impossible to shop music without lots of loot to maneuver and make moves with. So I stay in tune with my pursuit. Fuck trying to recoup, I'm trying to juke and move units. The truth is, I'm used to excuses. Dudes give like you can. Do what I do, food and prove it. Walk in my shoes then. I'm used to goofy producers and cools that try to misuse you quick. Why you got it confused? If you think it's about groupie chicks and interviews in a mix, it ain't got ghouly, but I truly got the tools to overcome obstacles, including this music biz. I'ma shine like jewels, unlike these Rubik's Cubes.
And we are back down on the soil, kicking it live from the West End for the Black People Media Studio. Shout out to the family, everybody on the programming list, man. Mason and the family, Don, Muakil, Sadiq, Wiz family, everybody on the list, man. Shout out to y'all, man. We appreciate y'all holding it down and kicking it with us as we build this thing from the ground up.
From the ground up, man. Y'all know the rules, man. I got to run down the rules to y'all. I don't know what happened with Facebook tweaking. Hey, Zuckerberg, man, get it together, Joe.
ASAP, surely, please.
But shout out to everybody that's rocking with us on the other platforms, Periscope, Twitters, the Gram, YouTubians. Shout out to our YouTubians, man. We see y'all.
I was listening to Dr. Umar say that.
Twitch. Shout out to the Twitch family, man. Shout out to it's a lot of social media outlets out here, man, trying to give the people a voice to get their programming and voices heard. So shout out to them.
Whatever your social media outlet of choice is, man, we try to hold it down on that. Shout out to everybody that's on YouTube. We got a decent group of people over there, man. So
man, we need y'all to smash them like buttons. Smash them share buttons.
That too.
Hit the comment section. Our comment section is always lit up. I see Sid in the comments, Big Bro, Kev, everybody out there on YouTube in the comments. We appreciate y'all, man. It's all about ownership over here at the What's in It for the Black People Media family, and especially on the soil with the bigs, man. We got to control our own narrative, control our own voice, own our own voice. The more we let these culture vultures tell our story, the further and further it gets away from the absolute truth. So it's man, it's very important that y'all continue to support what we got going on over here, whether it's sharing the video, whether it's hitting the Cash App, whether it's buying the merch, whether it's word of mouth, telling a friend to tell a friend.
I like that.
Whether it's sending stars, yeah, it's definitely buying the merch part. We're going to get to that in a minute too. But, yeah, man, it's important that y'all continue to show love over here because we all we got, man. It ain't no What's in It for the Black People Media family. Ain't no On the Soil, I Said What I Said, Book of Dawn, Week Whole Wednesdays. Ain't none of that without y'all, without the family members, the people. So continue to support us, continue to show love, and we all we got, man. So that's all I got to say. Ron Rilla, man, what up, Joe?
What's the word, my boys?
What you on, man?
Chilling like a villain. You know how it go.
Man, I hear you, man.
Just glad to be here.
Likewise, man. You know, we left off the conversation talking about D-Rose and the Knicks, but I want to get into something, man. I got something on my brain.
Let's hear it,
that
bro.
we got to get into, man.
Yes, sir.
Russell Westbrook set the record for career triple-doubles Monday. Was it Monday night?
This was last night he did it.
No, it was the night before. What's today, Wednesday?
Yeah.
So last night was Tuesday, so it was Monday.
Monday night, okay.
So he set the record. I think Oscar had 181. Russ now has 182. Shout out to Russell Westbrook for knocking down a feat that a lot of people thought would never be broken. Shout out to Russ for doing this thing. You know, Russ is one of those high-energy guys who's plays at a high level every night, gives it all he's got.
Facts.
Leaves it all on the floor.
That is Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. You can't take that from him. But.
Okay.
The Washington Wizards ain't no better than they were without him, Joe. They're the exact same team that they were last year without Russell Westbrook that they are this year with Russell Westbrook.
Is this record-wise?
Just what else? How else can it be? If you watch them, how else can we determine? The only thing that shows difference is the record, bro. Like they're the exact, and actually they were better last year than they were this year. They're in 10th place now. They finished in 9th last year. So both teams would be out of the offs in regulation playoff format. But I'm saying this to say, and this isn't my question. I'll get to my question after this. But I'm just saying that to say, and this goes back, and I'm going to put Darnell on the spot because that's my boy. And Darnell covered, I was in the Brooklyn press conference last night with Steve Nash and KD, and Darnell got the last question to KD. So when the PR lady was like, Darnell Mayberry from The Athletic, KD was like, he started busting up like, oh, man, this guy. So KD and Darnell got a good relationship. That was cool to see. But Darnell covered OKC with Russ, James, and KD. And Darnell just made the point like, man, we're not taking nothing away from Russ. What he does is outstanding. Individually, does that make his team better? Does he make the players around him better? Now, people say, man, well, what is team? It's like, bro, no NBA player is going to diss another NBA player. Why would you diss another NBA player? They're a family.
But NBA players diss each other all the time. We just seen.
But that's different.
Bazemore
but that's
and
different.
Bill.
That's different though. That was a shot.
Well, that was Bazemore commenting on something that's going on with the league. Who's going to take the scoring?
But he was holding his guy down. But I'm saying, no NBA guy is going to say, yeah, Russell Westbrook's triple doubles are overrated, because they're not. Let's just get that straight. They're not. That's an outstanding feat. You have to have a high level. You have to have a high energy level, and you have to play very hard
every night
to do what Russell Westbrook does. Mm-hmm. Let's get that straight. But at the end of the day, is that helping his team win? Are these triple doubles? Because
he broke the record and his team lost.
Because did you see how they lost? They were down 1 point with 9 seconds left. He took a three.
I did see that
with 4 seconds left. That's hero ball, bro.
It's a bad decision, and nobody's ever tried to say Westbrook was the best decision maker on the floor, and it's kind of tough when you consider the fact that he's going to be your primary ball handler. He is the point guard of your team, and he also is not the best decision maker. You feel me?
Right.
That's always been kind of the tug of war with Russ. I don't want to say I feel you. You know what I mean? When it comes to
why not?
Because I feel like if it was easy to do, then that record would have been.
I didn't say it was
down.
easy to do.
See, now, but also if it wasn't significant, you know what I mean? I feel like we wouldn't be treating it like this. I feel like he does make everybody around him better. I feel like when KD left and OKC was still able to play, or be a top team in the West.
Were they?
Absolutely. He was MVP. They took the Blazers to 7 games, and then they won a couple of playoff series. You know what I mean?
With who?
With Russ. Why didn't they send Portland home a couple times?
I don't remember that.
They sent the year before Dame sent Russ and them home, and he had the PG Mount shot. I think they swept. OKC swept Portland.
That was New Orleans. That was Drew Holiday and them.
We gotta look. I gotta see.
I remember that vividly. That was Drew Holiday and AD and them that swept Portland in the first round. That was Drew Holiday in New Orleans.
I gotta. What was their playoff record after KD left? Because I feel like they had a little bit of success.
I'm not sure. I remember the year he won MVP. They finished 6th. The year he averaged a triple double with Victor Oladipo. They finished 6th in the West.
And I totally feel like everybody on Washington lately has been better. Daniel Gafford, what's homie over there?
Chandler Hutchinson.
No, dude, he's Huff.
Name me another
Hachimura. What's his last?
Rui.
Yeah, he's decent. I feel like Bradley Beal is getting off.
Oh, sir.
He's better right now because
Brad is better than he was without Russell Westbrook.
I think Brad is better right now playing with Westbrook than it was earlier in the season. He was playing by himself. They were getting smashed on.
They're still getting smashed on.
What's their
They won 14 of the last 19. So why are they in a playoff play-in series if they that good?
Because they were so huff early in the season.
That's my point. Then you can't have it both ways, bro.
But you got to get them time to adjust. You know what I mean? You got to give a new team some time to
everybody's
get into the
team.
swing of things.
Everybody's team is new. If that's the case, everybody got new players. Guys be getting traded. James Harden got traded. to
but
Brooklyn.
You're getting a new primary ball handler. You know what I mean? You're getting somebody that's going to have the ball 80% of the time. You know what I mean?
I don't think Russell Westbrook makes those guys around him better. Like I said, that's a great individual.
So how do you define why not?
Because they don't have no more wins than they had last year. He didn't give them 6 more wins, 7 more, 10 more wins. Chris Paul.
I don't know.
Chris Paul
is
a guy who made the team much better.
But because I'm not all the way on that because even when CP3 wasn't there last year,
Denver was in they didn't make the playoffs.
The Suns?
No, they did. They got beat.
They were like 9-0 and they qualified for the bubble and didn't lose.
Yeah, you only played 8 games.
But I'm just saying. But even before that, they were one of the hot teams. G. And Devin Booker, like I said, you cannot say CP3's name without also mentioning.
I
Devin
agree
Booker.
with that, but
and then also Monty Williams. You're adding a
Monty
premier
Williams
coach.
was there last year.
Exactly. That's my point.
But they weren't in the playoffs last year.
But they were one of the teams that was standing out. Like, yeah, this is one of the teams that's clearly going to improve.
Not without CP3.
And has improved even without CP3.
Last year, the Phoenix Suns were 34 and 39. This year, the Phoenix Suns are 48, 14 more wins than last year because they added a point guard of a top 10 all-time point guard, which is what my question was going to be to start this Russell Westbrook talk. Is Russell Westbrook a top 10 point guard of all time?
Come on. No. Like, why would Westbrook a top 10 point guard all time?
Magic, Zeke, Stockton, Oscar Robertson, top 4 in any whatever order you want to put them in.
But see, now,
Magic, Zeke, Stockton.
Get Stockton out of here, bro.
Oh, my God.
So you don't think CP3 is better than John Stockton?
No, I don't.
Absolutely craziness. Absolute craziness. CP3 is better than John.
Give me John Stockton.
Give me CP3 over John Stockton.
That's fine. I'm not arguing with that, but I'm taking John Stockton.
I mean, CP3 has done it on multiple teams.
That ain't John Stockton's fault.
No, it's not John Stockton's fault, but I got to consider the fact.
CP3 ain't never made it to the finals.
But I got to consider the fact that I only seen John Stockton with Karl Malone, with Jeff
We only seen Michael Jordan with Scott. We only seen Scotty with Mike.
It's different.
We only seen.
It's different though. You know what I mean?
It's
and
different.
You know that's different. Mike was 6-0 in the finals. You feel me? Mike was 6-0. I've actually watched Chris Paul's career.
John Stockton is the all-time leader in assists and steals.
Yeah, yes, he is.
John Stockton played every game of his NBA career.
Yep, and I still don't think he's better than Chris Paul.
That's fine, but I'm telling you, John Stockton is in the top 5 point guards of all time.
Run the top 5 again.
Magic, Isaiah, Oscar Robertson, top 3, however you want to put it. Magic, Zeke, Oscar Robertson.
Chris Paul.
No way. You taking Chris Paul over Steph Curry?
That was my next guy. I mean, I was going to throw Chris Paul and Steph in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I feel like that's a solid 5. And Westbrook is nowhere near.
So who's in the next? So who's the next 5 then? Because now we talking CP3, Steve Nash.
Stockton is in there.
No, sir. Give me Stockton over all of them.
But I'm just saying
guys.
he's totally in the top 10 is what I'm saying. Like
Stockton
definitely has a spot.
But that's so now. So
10.
now who's after that? We talking. I'm saying Zeke, Magic, Stockton, Oscar Robertson, Steph, CP3, Steve Nash. That's 7. Now who's the next?
Jason
3?
Kidd.
Jason Kidd 8. Now you Gary Payton.
Over Russell Westbrook, give me Gary Payton.
That's 9. Now who's 10?
Run down some more point guards from the 90s.
Tim Hardaway?
No.
Shit, that's about it.
If Russell Westbrook is top 10 all time, then I apologize. But I don't know, Gino. I feel like I got to hear more names than just saying Westbrook is top 10 all the time.
I know. I was asking. Let's see.
Are people saying that he's top 10 all time?
Yes. Dennis Johnson.
I totally didn't even know that was the debate.
Penny, Tim Hardaway, Chauncey Billups, KJ, Dame, Kyrie, D. Rose.
I'm taking Kyrie over Westbrook.
Tiny Archibald, Gary, Tony Parker. Forgot about Tony Parker.
And he's like Tony Parker is Tony Parker, but he played his whole career with Tim, Pop.
What?
So you don't think the system matters?
Yeah, but that ain't my fault. We've taken everything. We putting everything.
Was he a 4-time champion?
I think 3. I think he wasn't on them first 2 with the Admiral and Timmy. He was on the 3 with Manu and Manu. Who else? I think Kawhi was only on 2 of those though.
Westbrook has the MVP.
Tony does have 4. Sorry, he was a 2006.
He got 2, and then.
So he got one of those. He got that last one with Timmy, right? That was the second one with Timmy and the Admiral. And then he got the 3 with Manu and all of those guys. So he's a Finals MVP, 6-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA.
I'm not taking him over Westbrook.
Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, Steve Nash, Clyde Frazier, John Stockton, Oscar Robertson, Isaiah Thomas, Steph Curry, Magic Johnson.
Oh, wow. First of all, I mean, damn, is Westbrook top 10 all time? Gino, yeah, I mean.
Hey, man.
Now, let me take it back to what you said about the triple-doubles. No, they don't equate to wins all the time. I'm just trying to be clear on what you're saying. Are you saying it's an individual stat?
It is an individual stat. Triple-double, like, that's an individual stat.
But you can't get assists without somebody else scoring.
Yeah, well, we all watch the same games. When I pass it to you, you shoot it. Like, it's not that hard. Again, I'm not saying being able to rack up triple-double after triple-double after triple-double is hard, but let's put it in, it's a nuanced conversation. When you talk about Oscar Robertson's triple-doubles, think about the era that Oscar Robertson played in. Think about the game that was played when Oscar Robertson was playing. Think about the pace of the game. The game that the NBA plays now is a sped-up, fast-paced game. This is a stats-driven game. Like, again, I'm not saying it's easy to get a triple-double. It's not. But that's who Russell Westbrook is. Back to what Darnell was saying. Russell Westbrook has only played his way his entire career.
I want to know, what people think about Russell Westbrook. Because honestly, if this man is a top 10 point guard, then I feel like we need to appreciate him a lot more than we have. Because, and it's tough because I agree with you when it comes to wins. I mean, I feel like Russell Westbrook is a player that, on Washington, I felt like they would be a lot better. But honestly, Gino, with this playing for, we could see the Wizards have a decent playoff showing. Like, who wants to see Westbrook and Bill, in a series? You know what I mean?
In a one game.
I feel like it's a form.
Oh, you mean in a regulation playoff series?
Period. You know what I mean? Just mono.
I don't think guys are scared of Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal in a playoff series. To be honest, I don't.
I feel like I want to look at their schedule and see who they've beaten over the last few weeks or so.
I mean, they've had to beat some good teams. You're not about to play 18 below 500 teams.
But there's still more Pacers than.
Oh, I'm sure.
Than like top
than Clippers.
6. Yeah,
I'm sure. Let me see.
So what do you think Russ stat pads with the triple doubles? Like,
hey, call it what you want. Indiana, Toronto, they lost to Milwaukee, beat Indiana, lost to Dallas, beat Cleveland, beat the Lakers without AD and LeBron, lost to the Spurs, beat Cleveland, beat OKC, beat Golden State, beat OKC, beat Detroit, beat New Orleans, beat Sacramento. They beat Utah at Utah. They lost to Phoenix. They beat Golden State. They beat Orlando. So, yeah, most of them teams were huffed.
They were slaying some bums.
Yeah, bum slayers. But they're bums if you look at it.
The right time for their season.
If you look at their record, they would be in the bum category. All I'm saying is I'm not taking Russ anything away from his triple-doubles, but at the end of the day, is that making his team better? The Washington Wizards are no better than they were without him last year, is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Their record is no better than it was last year without Russell Westbrook.
But see, now, who is Russ playing with? Like, because I totally feel
who was he playing with last year?
I'm talking about, like, right now, because I'm like.
What you mean? He playing with Bradley Beal.
Yeah, but see, now Bradley Beal, John Wall was playing with him, and they didn't win anything.
John Wall ain't Russell Westbrook, and John Wall was huff. Like, John Wall was injured up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's been hurt the last 5 years. He'll play 40 games and miss the other 40 because of his knee. Then the next year, he done turned his ankle doing,
So would you take D-Book or Bradley Beal
I like Bradley Beal. I think Bradley Beal is the best 2 guard in the league. Devin Booker is
So you
right,
think
D-Book is right there.
So how can you think he's the best 2 guard in the league? He don't win any games. Like
Devin Booker didn't win no games till he got CP3. Devin Booker didn't win no games till he. Devin Booker was not an all-star because of the way.
Time out.
Bro.
What year is Devin Booker in? Man was the youngest player in the league when he got drafted.
I don't care what year he's in.
And like I said, I don't know if you want to count it, but he went crazy. And the Suns were a up-and-coming team.
What did we call
the Suns were up-and-coming team, which is why Chris Paul wanted to come over there.
What did we call the bubble?
I mean, call it what you want, but the Suns are one of the teams that showed improved, and then the next season after
they got Chris Paul, and they're the top of the league.
Better.
Bro, they went from not being in the being in the playoffs to the top team in the league.
The Suns improved last year, went and got a free agent.
They got one of the top 5 point guards in the league.
Exactly, but they ended the season
Bradley Beal
in great fashion.
Brad is 2 years older than Devin Booker.
What I'm saying is Brad Beal and the Washington Wizards have never had a stint like that, even with, whatever.
They just went 14-4 over their last 18.
We just ran out who they beat.
You beat who's on your schedule. All I'm saying is if you comparing Devin Booker and Bradley Beal individually, both of them guys were huff without anybody. Man for man,
so
they were both.
The Phoenix Suns have that improvement if you swap out D-Book and Bradley Beal?
Yes, I think they do the same exact thing. I think Bradley Beal scores at a higher clip than Devin Booker does. I think Devin Booker, his game, it's not more polished. It's a little smoother. I think what Bradley Beal does, he's a bigger guard. And he exerts more. He looks to score more. Devin Booker, sometimes you'll find Dev kind of playmaking a little bit. I think that's because of Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul has helped Devin Booker grow, where it's like, bro, you ain't got to score 30 a game. Sometimes you got to let Mikal Bridges get 18. You got to pass up your open shot to give somebody else an even better shot. That's why I think Phoenix is who they are. I'm not taking nothing away from Dev. But they have ascended because of Chris Paul, Joe. It's like it's a no-brainer.
I mean, I'm not arguing that, but I'm just saying I don't know if we get that same if you switch out Brad Beal.
Right. No,
I
feel that.
I mean, you got 2 different. I mean, and you just broke it down. It is 2 different style of 2 guards. You know what I mean,
and the coach again, like somebody in the YouTube said, you talking about Monty Williams should be coach of the year versus Scott Brooks.
And see, that's why I brought up Monty Williams. I'm like, it's just a better situation in Phoenix.
It is. It's a much better situation in Phoenix.
I mean, you know what? I feel like the conversation about Russell Westbrook, bro, I wasn't ready to say he was top 10. I do think that we don't appreciate him enough. I mean, I feel like he's way more of a villain in the league, or at least to fans than a hero. But
see, Anthony said if CP3 went to the Wizards, there'd be a 5 to 7 seed. And that's in the East. Whew. The fact that they're in the top 2 in the West says enough for me.
Oklahoma was an 8th seed in the East. I mean, in the West last year, right?
And they are the worst team in the league without CP3 right now.
Yeah, but Shea's not there. I mean, they've had a bunch of injuries. But yeah.
Russell Westbrook, man, is he a top 10 point guard? Y'all leave it in the YouTube comments. We just ran down 10, 11, 12 point guards. They say Russ is top 10. I'm not arguing.
It's oh, God. I mean, because I'm like, would you take D Rose over Westbrook?
On that note.
I mean, in your 10. You know what I mean? It's like.
I'm taking D Rose over Russell Westbrook. On that note.
Let's
go to break. Ron Rilla, take us a break. When we come back on the other side, man, we gave y'all a homework assignment the other day. Your top 5 favorite finishing wrestling moves of all time. Ron Rilla's going to take us a break. We're going to come back, and we're going to give our top 5, man. So rock out with us. You're on the soil with the bigs.
WIFTBPM.
We all remember our life before COVID-19. The parades, the lakefront barbecues, taste of Chicago, the happy hours, and most importantly, loving those unforgettable moments with our friends and families. Getting Chicago vaccinated is what will make the activities we miss safe for everyone. So let's get back to it, Chicago. Let's come together to end this pandemic. Find your vaccine at chi.gov/COVIDvax.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning.
The Fraternal Order of Police. It is the President, John J. Catanzara Jr.
We all saw the Anjanette Young video.
Naturally, when someone hears, I didn't do it, you got the wrong place, you just discard it. You have an obligation to make sure that the rest of the place that you're doing a search warrant on is secure.
Okay, so you used the word naturally. And when you watch that video, naturally, a natural reaction would have been to provide her with some coverage for her naked body.
Have you ever been to police?
And so
have you ever been to police?
Let me finish my question. So a natural reaction was not what we saw from those white police officers.
A natural police reaction is to secure the scene.
So a natural police reaction is different from a natural
Well, we're
human
talking
reaction.
about police. We're not talking about you going into a building. We're talking about the police going into a building.
Hence why in the beginning of the question, I related it to training. Are police officers trained to not see black people as human? And so police training would make them naturally react to see me as an animal?
I'm not even going to dignify that with an answer because that's just an ignorant statement to make. They went in there looking for an offender.
Who was not there.
Do you know that until you searched the whole place?
They did. They searched and she stood there naked.
And at that point...
After they had the scene secure, she still stood there naked.
Again, I already conceded the fact that they could have did a better job covering her up. But her race had nothing to do with it. And you're going to keep implying it. I'm going to keep telling you you're absolutely wrong.
Let me ask you a question. Of training? Is it a lack of proper training?
No.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. We will kill you for our woman.
Traffic jam fan, you know it. I'm from the middle of the map. I get around, I've been there and back. Born in Gary, Indian, just to be exact. Got family in the go and family in the nap. Same shit everywhere, saw it in the A out on Old Nat. Sucker free suckers can't take the heat, now they gon' rap. Big dumb cats, big guns clap. Another brother dead, another mother son lack. I'm from the era where the niggas did scrap. Seen the same person shot with two different straps. You don't want this, now you don't want that. Tired of fuck shit, wanna take a nap. I'm a dog on these chicks, just a different cat. Must make at least an M to make an impact. May just paint the Benz matte black, fresh head to toe. Never wore socks that didn't match. Cause I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Nigga, I get around. I've been there and back. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I get around. I've been there and back. Check. I'm from the middle of the map. I get around. I've been there and back. Born in Gary, Indian, just to be exact. Got family in the go and family in the nap. Talking money, shit hit my jack. If it don't make sense, shit I can sense that. Blowing big loud, never the mid pack. See you talk the talk, that's just big cap. Nigga, I walk the walk with graduation hats. Fuck your opinion, nigga, in fact. You fuck my bitch, shit, I tip my hat. Now she dead to me, can't bring her back. Play the game, play the field, never been set. Bulls game, flow seats just like my Benz mats. Blood to my lips, gun on my hip, her project pack. Act not my cup of tea, rather sip some yak, cause I'm from the up top, cook so food and got us fat. Yeah, I'm from the mid where the Mac. I'm from the mid where the Mac.
See, I know the difference. Friends and associates, the guys in my corner outside who I'm posted with. Not the phoniness, phonies not knowing shit. Squares they come, I swear, homie, got a fallopian. Bogus with the bogusness, fake ass with your face ass. You too old for this. They some hoes, G, staying up in no ski. Open up they mouths, tongues hanging out they open lips. Distractions, you can lose focus quick. Move with these dudes, shit is damn near over with. I'm the soloist, chilling in the polo fit. Colder than a Soviet, an Eskimo told me this. Yes sir, is appropriate. The potentate flicking like a photo pic. Click, then you open it. Flick so crucial, think it's sweet. Move your feet, the door's open, go ahead. You can mosey in. Desperado when the flow is big. Gun smoke, got the dopest lick. I know you knowin' this. Far from bars, these liquor stores, yeah, you know it's me. Unwrap the opening before you open it, then pull up, take sips, I take trips, don't trip. I'm VIP, yeah, I'm on the list. I know they notice this. Fuck it, you don't like it, you can bounce like a.
We are back on the soil. Trying to get the video set up so we can show you some of these finishing moves, but unfortunately,
we having some
technology wouldn't let us be great. But I'm still excited to tell y'all about at least my 5 favorite moves. You know, I don't know, what you got cooked up, but I feel like this is a little different from the conversation of top 5 wrestlers because you didn't have to be a top wrestler to have a cold finishing move. So I definitely dug a little bit in my bag, and I'm excited to see what you guys got in the comments. If y'all got any videos, if y'all can jump on YouTube and pull up any of these videos and throw them in the comments for us, we'll check it out that way. Since technology is giving us a hard time, but Gino, you can kick it off whenever you want to.
Let me pull up our YouTube on the soil with YouTube. All right, I see everybody out there. Can I see the comments? Let me see how do I see the comments on? Oh, I see them. Okay, I see the comments. All right. So again, we gave out a homework
and we're back on Facebook, by the way.
Back on Facebook?
Back on Facebook, by the way.
Hold on. Let me get back on the book then. Okay, I do see it. And we're going to rehash this Russell Westbrook conversation on Friday when we got a little more time.
Yeah, because I was telling Gino, I'm like, man, it's hard to defend the Washington Wizards. I'm like, what am I supposed to say? They good? No.
Yeah, and we talked about it. We talked a little more through.
I'm like, Gino, you're right. Those dudes suck.
During the break, we hashed out a couple more factoids. So we're going to get back to this Russell Westbrook conversation Friday, especially since we didn't know we were back on Facebook, and I'm sure we missed a few comments on Facebook. But to finish out today's segment, man, the top 5 favorite finishing wrestling moves of all time. Now, again, I was trying to bring up the road so we could show the videos, but unfortunately, we're having technical difficulties. So use your imagination.
Exactly. I'm sure you guys have seen these moves over and over again. It's going to play in your head as soon as we bring them up.
So I'm looking at YouTube, and I see Cuzzo, I see Ant. AD said the sharpshooter, the cold stone stunner, the HBK sweet chin music, Goldberg spear, and Ric Flair's figure 4 leg lock.
The sharpshooter and the figure 4 leg lock, first of all, like those are real moves that actually hurt. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the figure 4 and the sharpshooter, woo, where you get that pull, it's tap out city.
All right, so I'm a start.
Let's go, Gino.
And you know, with my 5, always my 5th is always gonna have at least 2 because I feel like it's always that honorable mention that I really didn't want to leave out.
So it's a tie at the 5 spot.
At the 5. I'm going with my boy Ravishing Rick Rude and the Rude Awakening. I wish I could pull these videos.
You see, I'm saying, I'm on YouTube now. Like, I got to see it. Go ahead, describe it.
Ravishing Rick Rude and the Rude Awakening. I'm want you to pull it up, and I'm going to let you describe it.
The Rude Awakening. Okay. Came up instantly. Is it the backwards DDT action?
Kinda, but it's like you got your neck backwards up here.
And he grabs your neck and then twists
it. And then
boom. Yeah. No, that's dangerous, bro. This is I'm surprised because I'm looking. He's doing it over and over. I'm pretty sure he almost broke people's necks.
And then don't forget, this is Rick. He used to hit you.
I'm trying to like. I see the way he's pinning mugs. It's like, oh yeah, he was on one.
Ravishing Rick Rude.
This is the backward stunner.
Okay.
This is the backward Stone Cold stunner. You see, homie is grabbing him like this, Ron, from the back of the neck and stunning him mugs. He gets him and twists him. Oh yeah, that real talk, you know, that's wicked. That's wicked.
Ravishing
right
Rick Rude.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's wicked right there, Joe.
The Rude Awakening, Ravishing Rick Rude.
Okay.
Also tied for number 5, my boy, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff and the Pile Driver.
Oh, the Pile Driver. Come on.
Mr. Wonderful made that famous.
Yeah, the Pile Driver. Honestly, that's one of the moves. It's like, let's not do this one because you could die.
Yeah, might have a broken neck when you leave this one.
I like those, Gino. Honestly, two revolutionary moves. Honestly, I see that. I can see now that a lot of the wrestlers I mess with pulled from
exactly
from this right here. The Rude Awakening definitely looks like the OG of wrestling moves for some of my guys.
Number 5 for you.
Oh, number 5, I'm gonna go with an easy one. You know what I mean? It may be number 1 on some of you guys' list. I gotta shout out Herb for sending the video to my DMs yesterday of this. But it is the Sweet Chin Music Kick from Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, man. Yeah, I watched that this morning. Oh, I saw it this morning. He was telling somebody, I'm sorry. I think it might have been Ric Flair or somebody. He was telling, I'm sorry, I got to do it to you.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. And then kicked that man right in his chin.
Bro, it was always perfectly timed. It was always right on the chin. And it always got that pop sign where it's like, did he actually just kick this mug in his jaw?
He had to kick him a little bit.
So I'm like, I used to like look at other parts of his body to see, like, is he hitting his leg to get
this?
Yeah, but I'm like, no, he's actually tagging this mug.
Don't forget these guys. Don't forget these guys are true professionals.
True professionals, man.
Technicians.
And, Shawn Michaels, that was a move that I feel like that was the first one for me that I was like doing even when I wasn't watching wrestling. I'm like getting down, waiting for bro to get out the bed just so he can turn around into the Sweet Chin Kick. And as a kid, you used to try to half kick it. You didn't really want to kick it.
Of course you didn't.
You tried to get this close, and you almost accidentally kick Muzz
in his face, man. So
I'm trying to tell you, like in the hundreds when we was kids, it was it might as well have been WWF Raw in my bedroom. Thank God for the cushions and the pillows and the covers we had on the ground, because the Sweet Chin Music.
I know moms and pops like, what the hell are they
that
doing
wrestling
up there? Yeah,
Terrence.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, we used to wrestle so much in my room that we put a hole in the wall. We used to hoop.
That's a story.
I had a hoop like a little Nerf hoop in my room above, like attached to like right above the door.
Okay.
So we used to literally hoop and wrestle in my room. And one day, man, we was going so hard, we put a hole in the wall. When I tell you that my mama, grandmama, and great-grandmama was so sick.
Oh, Gino, see, now this is the first kind of story I've gotten to this one. Yeah, I need some of those. We broke something, now somebody got to pay.
A hole in the wall, bro. Like a full body hole in the wall.
Oh, full body hole. I'm thinking like a
foot went through. Me into the wall and the hole so big that
that's the only, that's
ridiculous. It was ridiculous. So Sweet Chin Music, number 5 for you.
Yes.
Number 4 for me. I'm going to go with the Macho Man, the flying elbow off the top ropes.
That real talk, that was always epic because he used to just lay out in the air, brother.
Athletic.
Oh,
and
bro.
Now that you know that he was a AAA baseball player, shows where this athleticism came from. It was like he jumped so high off the top ropes. And then, he had the wild. He always has some wicked colors on.
Oh yeah,
So him just flying through the air.
Oh, bruh. Yo, come on, G. I don't care if the feet come down first. That elbow hit you.
Boom.
The way he jumping.
He was defying odds. Like, he was up there, bro.
Jumping to the middle of the ring.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, no. He landed clean on, homie, G. G, they didn't care back then. Like, they was actually hurting people with this.
It was
oh!
Yeah, a lot of
elbow to the face.
A lot of drugs, a lot of steroids, a lot of alcohol.
Bro, did you just...
I loved it, man. Macho Man flying elbow could have gone higher, but my top 3 are they're it. So
I feel like it's making me want to reconsider my number 4, but I'm gonna go ahead and drop it, man. It's X-Pac from D-Generation X with the Bronco Buster, bro. Now I don't know if it hurt, but I wouldn't want to wrestle fam no more after he did.
The gayest moves.
The Bronco Buster was wild, bro.
Looking at the Bronco Buster.
From X-Pac?
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
The beach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, drag you up.
He gave him that,
oh,
and then
yeah.
ran and just put his sack in his face.
Yeah, that was the epitome of the suck it era.
Ron Rilla, what's the tag? Nigga, you gay. Yeah, that was wild.
You watching the Rock one?
Yeah, no, I don't know which one I was watching, but I saw him have somebody on the turnbuckle in the corner, and they held his arms out, and this guy just flew right into him with his sack.
Bronco Buster action, number 4.
X-Pac with the Bronco Buster, number 4. Okay. Number 3 for me, like my boy AD said, the Nature Boy Ric Flair and the Figure 4 leg lock, man. The Figure 4 was... Like you said, that thing hurt, bro. When you learn how to do it.
He was trying to break Mug's legs
When
off.
you learn how to do it, it's like, okay, we're not going to do the Figure 4, Joe, because I'm not really trying to break your kneecap. Like, when I really learned how to do the Figure 4, like I said, my little cousin Ryan, me and Dion used to use Ryan as our test dummy. So once I learned how to really do the Figure 4 and I put the cat in the Figure 4, I'm like, man, I hope I didn't hurt.
I swear, Gino.
Yeah. I hope I didn't hurt him for real.
And then you used to get Ric Flair like...
Yeah, that's how it is.
Like, I'm really trying to
when you yank it back and go all the way back. Yeah, so hands down, number 3 for me, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, the Figure 4 leg lock.
Okay. And that was your number 3?
That was number 3.
Number 3 for me, Triple H, man. The pedigree. The head between the legs and you hook the arms up.
Drop their heads.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. That looks like it hurt. That's like another version of the pile driver.
But see now,
front like
he didn't pick him up. It was a simple. I got your arms and your head, and now I'm dropping down. It was a neck move. You feel me?
Okay.
Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up.
I'm looking at it now.
The pedigree was perfect for me, bro. And of course, you got the legs flailing out while you did it. Like, it was always a move that the dude getting it had to sell, but it was perfect for Triple H, bro. When the pedigree was done, well, that was it.
Boom. Oh, yeah. That looked like it hurt, bro.
What's your number 3, Joe?
Number 2.
Two.
My number 2. The Iron Sheik and the Camel Clutch.
Oh, the Camel Clutch, come on.
The Camel Clutch was it was iconic. The Iron Sheik's boots.
See, now that was like the crippler crossface. And I forgot who did the crippler crossface.
That was Chris. That was Chris Benoit.
That was Chris Benoit, yeah. The Camel Clutch is 100%. But see, now he didn't do the arms. Yeah, the arms with that right there, I'm 100% like, this has been done to me. Like, this hurts.
Right. That's like a real move that somebody, like, if you get you on the ground, I can definitely put you in a real Camel Clutch.
Hold on, because real talk, I was sleep on your era finishing moves, G. This man look like he finna kill Hulk Hogan, Joe. Yeah. Like, somebody stop this man.
Do you see them boots?
G, somebody stop this man before he kills Hulk Hogan, dog. Like, okay, Gino, yeah.
Cheeky.
Your era was wicked, bro. This is nasty. Hulk Hogan, like, oh yeah, tap out, fam.
Yeah, that was it. That was an immediate tap out, man.
Yeah, that was dope, Gino.
Number 2, the Iron Sheik in the camel clutch.
Whew, number 2, bruh. Because now I damn near feel like I wish I want to change my 4. Well, the Bronco Buster.
Too late.
Is it too late to swap it
It's
out?
too
like
late now,
Jeezy?
man. It's too late
Okay,
now.
we'll move on, man. Hey, number 3 or number 2, I'm going with the Undertaker, and it's a tie, bro. Because of course I feel like the Tombstone, which was like the power driver into the hands on the chest pin, like you was in the coffin. That that used to give me nightmares, bro. Like, and then he would flip the hair back.
The
while he pinned you
Tombstone
down.
power driver.
Yeah, the Tombstone power driver from Undertaker. But then when he turned into the biker he had the last ride power bomb, where he would get you into the power bomb mode and then lift you up and slam you. Oh yeah, the last ride.
It was called the last ride.
The last ride. It was the American badass version of the Undertaker when he got rid of the dead stuff and he started coming out on a big old chopper and stuff. He was still cold then, G. And the last ride was some whole other stuff that I could only do to like my toddler cousins. Like, you had to be like my little cousin to do that because I couldn't get my twin bro to agree to let me.
Yeah, I wouldn't let you put me up over above your head either to slam me down. Like,
Are you peeping it?
I'm looking at it now. This is
with
wild.
the extra lift up.
This is wild. The Undertaker was an extremely strong guy.
Yeah, Joe.
So the
That's
Undertaker
number
has
for me.
two moves, 2 ties for you for number 2.
Yes, sir. The Tombstone and the last ride.
Number 1, my favorite wrestling move of all time. And I'm pretty sure there are a couple that I left out. Jake the Snake, man, the DDT.
Oh, the DDT. Yeah, this you know what I mean? All you got to say is the DDT.
DDT was just classic. It was, and you look around and you take them 2 steps and then hit him. Look.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, the DDT, bro. Yes, sir.
Jake the Snake Roberts, the DDT, my all-time favorite finishing wrestling move of all time. Jake the Snake was a character in his own right, but with the snake in the corner, in the bag, and then the DDT to finish you off, it didn't get no better than that. Now, I got to give the guy the Hawks to the honorable mention. Because the leg drop was tough.
Don't let DJ hear you.
Yeah, the leg drop was tough, but the foot to the face before the leg drop.
Boot?
That's the boot to the face is
yeah.
what made the leg drop even more wicked.
Yeah, that's a
that was
broken
the
nose,
finishing
fam.
move.
Remember Arsenal used that in his bar? I remember when Arsenal was battle rapping.
Do you remember the bar?
He said something. Once you hit the ground, the Hulkamania leg drop. It was called.
Oh yeah. The leg drop was definitely
something about the leg popping. Once you hit the ground, the Hulkamania leg drop.
Rappers using Hulkamania in their bars, bro.
Of course.
That's all I gotta say.
I can't forget Rey Mysterio, man.
I'm picturing all these high flying moves in my head.
He had
You
the
know
one
what I
where he
mean?
put you in between the ropes and he run
And swing and kick you.
That was
That only Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio
you know what I
was
mean?
wild.
Yeah,
Some
bro.
of that stuff, I was like, this guy is a daredevil.
And he brought that Mexican wrestling culture over to the mainstream, man. The flying off the top rope, the
luchadors.
Yeah, the doing flips and landing on you, G, bro. Yeah, that was Rey Mysterio for you. I mean, it's easy number 1 for me, man. It's
the
tie,
Stone
bro.
Cold, the Stunner,
and the Rock Bottom.
The Rock Bottom. You got to pick one, man. For number 1, you got to take one.
How can I choose? Like,
yeah, because your number 1 wrestler was Stone Cold and the Rock.
But that's like saying, like, what's your favorite? Like, can you choose between? You got. I guess you do have a favorite Nas song.
Yeah.
All right, man.
You got to choose, bro.
Damn.
You can only take one.
I got it. If I had to choose one, it's the Stone Cold.
Of course
Stunner,
it was.
bro.
I saw that was the number 1 wrestling move of all time.
That, you know what I mean? The flipping the bird with both hands. I mean, then you getting the kick in the stomach, and they kneeling down, and then you get the stunner, bruh. It was no better moment than those couple seconds after they got stunnered, and the mugs shot up like bowling pins and rolled all over the ring, bruh. It was nothing better than when Stone Cold laid the stunner on you, and I feel like it was always. I don't think that he ever lose after stunnering somebody. Like, if the stunner got laid down, it was over.
To the stunner.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, I missed.
Like, I may pull that on you just like if we around the guys, somebody may get stunnered just because.
Yeah, I missed this whole era, man. I missed this entire era, the Rock, Stone Cold, all of them guys y'all be talking about. I missed that entire. Like, I saw absolutely none of that.
Like, Gino, if you I probably still got action figures that are in the stunner position just because it's like, gee, if you were a child, you know what I mean, in 97, 98, 99, 2000, yeah, you were a Stone Cold mug, and the stunner was your move. But, Gino, I feel like I could have said a few other moves. I got the Famouser. Do you remember the Famouser from the Badass Billy Gunn, another DX dude, where he came, jumped on you, and sat on you?
Wow.
Yeah, that was a killer move. Jeff Jarrett had the running DDT where he would send you off the rope, and then y'all would meet, and he would kind of twist and DDT you. Then you got the Hardy Boys with the Swanton Bomb. If you look at that, when Fam used to dive head first and only flip right before he landed, so he would be hitting head first into somebody. Like,
and then at the last minute.
And the last, just flip on him. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a different era back then. But, man, we didn't rest 1 o'clock, man.
I told you, we could still be going, running off wrestlers and wrestling moves. And we had a couple more topics to get to, but it's always Friday.
It's always Friday, man. I got to go get some stuff in anyway. I got the White Sox game tonight.
Sox are going for
5 straight.
5 straight.
Going for 5 straight. Dallas Keuchel is on the mound. I'll be in the building. Stay tuned to our pages because we go live after each home game with Diamond Talk Live. Get your post-game action in.
You had a nice crowd last night. Shout out to all the Sox fans. I saw a couple Cubs fans in there just trying to support. So shout out to everybody that's rocking with Diamond Talk right now.
Absolutely, Gino. Go ahead and get us up out of here.
The Cubs are actually in action right now, finishing up their 2-game set in Cleveland. They lost last night. So hopefully they can beat the Indians today, help the White Sox out, and go on to Detroit Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and get the Sox some more help. So we'll be back here on Friday, man. Up next, we got the brothers, Herb and 2. I said what I said. Intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on the network, 1 to 3 p.m. Hey, man, y'all see the merch, man. I'm dropping the website. Matter of fact, I'm about to drop the website for y'all first. Only the family, man. I feel like anytime we do something, anytime we announce something, it's got to be done on the soil because these are our faithful family members. They've been with us the whole ride. So, hey, man, grow with your boy. I'm about to drop the site in the comments on YouTube and on Facebook. Grow with your boy because I know I already got six of them are gone, and I ain't even dropped the site yet. Shout out to Boosie. Shout out to Susan. And shout out to everybody else that's been rocking with me so far. The merch game is only going to get better from here. And we got the Bigs merch coming too. So y'all make sure y'all get up with us, man. But we going to get out of here. We definitely forgot the word of the day again today because we were having so much fun talking NBA and wrestling. So we got to do it.
The word of the day is finishing move.
Finishing move is the word of the day. I guess we're going to come back with 3 on Friday. We got 3 words of the days on Friday. So with that being said, for myself, for my player partner T-Time, for Ron Rilla holding us down behind the boards, show love, spread love, stay away from the haters, circulate the dollar with your people, man. Circulate the dollar with me today. But most importantly, man, always keep it player, man. I saw a lot of unplayer stuff on Twitter yesterday that I said I wasn't going to even mention because it had me kind of hot. So I'm going to leave it alone. But y'all stop being so unplayer out here.
Sometimes you just got to close the laptop.
In the words, that's what I'm about to do. And in the words of the late, great Chad Butler, known to many as Pimp C.
The Pimp.
Get off the boo-boo.
It's us.
WIFTBPM.
Hey, yo, Ray. Oh, yeah. You know, same old church, you know. I'm F&B. Shout out New Money Casino, man. You know, they're my people. That's my team. Double S forever. Hey, oh, I see you over there. Turn up. Hello. If I said it's up, then it's up there. And when they go up, no, it's stuck there. Said it's been their way since back in the days. We was jumping on the bus, no bus fare. Had to make